We're at Stafford Crossing because it is a home for us to raise our children in. It's part of our lives.
When we came in, it felt very warm and the people were very real.
We knew that's where God had answered our prayers, and we knew this is the calling where He wanted us to be.
The folks were friendly and personable.
Daryl's messages really are inspiring. You leave knowing that you have a challenge ahead of you.
A big thing is our kids really like it.
Stafford Crossing was the church that the girls kept saying, let's go back and visit there again.
And I really like that everyone in our church seems to be involved in some way. There's a lot of servanthood.
We've learned in our family that this church is not about us per se, but about what we can take outside of the church. You know, taking this word out of this church home out into our community.
Stafford Crossing reaches outside of the church to meet the needs of the community as well as the needs of those people attending.
Sunday morning is also just sort of a hurried excitement.
We get there early and we stay late. We've got a whole team that just creates an atmosphere conducive to worship.
It's a couple-hour setup to get all the stage and everything set up and then to tear everything down. I think you lose a lot of the quality when you got equipment that has to be portable and you're kind of making do.
To not have to tear down every week and create the atmosphere over and over, I believe we could take it to the next level.
It would be nice to have our own building and feel comfortable in it. It's like your home.
And it would allow us to have more activities that we could have, during the week and be more of an outreach if we had a home.
Some of the women's ministries and men ministry things that I think we'd like to do that we could just drive over to the church and do. Now we can't really do that. We have to schedule a room and make sure it's available and parking, and there's a lot of things that go into it.
Something I would really like to see expand more is the kids programs. They could do stuff at the church during the week.
Vacation Bible School would be easier in the summer. We have to share space.
And it would be a huge blessing to be able to come to church and not have to set up and tear down and just to really be focusing on the kids.
To be able to have that solid foundation and to grow from there is just so important to our church.
God has blessed Stafford Crossing Community Church in incredible ways since our beginning in 2002. We have seen lives transformed in our church, in our community, and literally around the world. And changed lives is our rally cry. It always has been, and it always will be. If you've been around very long, you've heard it. We desire to help turn unbelievers into believers and believers into fully devoted followers of Christ. Back in January of 2009, God miraculously provided 54 acres of land for us to call home, and it's located just 1 mile from Stafford High School. This piece of property is going to be used for generations to come to help people on their spiritual journeys. It's going to be used to help those who have hurts and habits and hang-ups find the help and hope that only comes through the grace of Jesus Christ. And it's going to be used for those who already know Christ to grow in their personal faith. I'm thrilled at the incredible job our building team has done designing this facility that's going to allow us to carry out our mission in this place. I want to ask you to join me on this exciting virtual tour as we see what God has in store for us in our future. And just remember, it's not about the building, it's about changed lives. And this is going to be an incredible tool that allows us to do it better.
Imagine the opportunities for ministry, community outreach, and unprecedented growth as Stafford Crossing Community Church moves into a brand new facility. The campus itself will feature dedicated space for worship, teaching, and fellowship, surrounded by beautiful landscaping and plenty of parking to attract individuals and families from across the area. Now, let's take a look inside. Filled with natural light, our warm, inviting lobby will feature a welcome center to help members and guests find the service, activity, or classroom they're looking for. And between services, spend time connecting with friends over coffee and snacks in our cafe area. At Stafford Crossing, we're continuing to invest in our youngest members with beautiful and colorful new nursery and toddler rooms. This loving and secure area will give parents peace of mind as they attend services and events. The new campus will also provide dedicated classrooms for our elementary age children, designed for both fun and function. Our children's classrooms will make us even more effective as we reach out to children and families in our community. And we're very excited about the construction of a brand new multi-purpose auditorium, a state-of-the-art facility with large screen video, professional lighting and sound, a versatile stage, and plenty of space to accommodate banquets, conferences, and other special events. This auditorium can also be transformed into an exciting sports facility for basketball, volleyball, recreation, and sports-related outreach. We're very excited about this incredible new facility, but ultimately, this expansion isn't really about the building itself. It's about reaching people, changing lives, and making our place in His story.
God has created us for such a time as this. Stafford Crossing, it is time for us to be bold. It is time to give ourselves fully to what God has called us to do in this place. I can't wait to see what God does. The lives that are transformed once we have our campus developed and ready for use. God is doing amazing things, but I believe our best days are yet to come. You know, back in the fall of 2008, we as a church family went on a spiritual journey together. 183 families committed $2.5 million to see us purchase land and develop a campus to reach people. I am so excited to see that dream come about. Thank you so much for your sacrificial commitment and giving. Now there's some of you who are watching this and you're saying, Daryl, I wasn't there in 2008. But maybe you'd like to be a part. Maybe God is prompting you now. Here's what I would say. Just because you weren't here then doesn't mean you cannot participate now. Contact me or someone at the church office and we will share with you how to be a part of this Making History initiative. And finally, and probably most importantly, pray. Pray. Pray for our church. Pray that as a church family we would not become complacent. Pray that our passion for the lost will not wane. And also pray that the grace of God will cause us to be irrationally generous. Stafford Crossing, our best days are yet to come. I can't wait to see what God does, and I hope you can't either.
It was so exciting to me to think that 100 years from now, this church is still going to be here, reaching out. To see this come to fruition, to see this church built, to see the passion going into this is something we've not been able to experience.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
The excitement of the newness, but also that great adventure that you're getting ready to set out on together as a whole community.
We're excited to see the potential of growth that's out there, and just to be a part of that and to be a part of God's work in this community, that's what it's all about.
I'm just so blessed to be part of this process.
We are leaving a legacy for those generations behind us. And what kind of legacy are you leaving for your family and for your kids?
It's a chance just not only for us to grow and leave a legacy, but for the community. What kind of legacy are we going to leave at Stafford Crossing?
It's an investment in your future, your eternity, and not only you, but all the other people that it could impact.
Whether it's your time or your resources, you're investing in the future of other believers. It's just so important to what we are and who we are as followers of Christ.